So I want to help you how to never run out of things to say to women, because let's just be really honest. There's nothing more awkward and more cringe than when you're talking to a woman and the inevitable dead silence comes. You know what I'm talking about, when there's just crickets and it's like, this is really uncomfortable. And why is that so bad? One, you feel like shit when this happens. Let's just be really honest. When this ever happens to a man, he feels like he's failed, and he's failed her. He's failed his chances. He's failed his opportunity. Maybe you're even married and you're in that place where you guys, it's just crickets. I want to help you with this, because the problem with this is, as for some of you might be like, it's not the end of the world. It actually is. Why? Because what it shows to a woman, when you can't carry conversation, when you can't keep conversation going, it shows her your incompetence. Hey, really quick, please make sure that if this is speaking to you, that you subscribe right now. Yes, please just hit that button and like this video. Okay, let's continue. And that's a very ambiguous word. Incompetent in what? Well, when you leave it to her imagination, that incompetence can leak and bleed into multifacets of life, meaning she may perceive it as, oh, he can't keep and carry conversation with me, so where else is he incompetent? Is he incompetent in the bedroom? Is he incompetent in finances? Is he insecure? Is he socially awkward? Does he have issues? Maybe he's on the spectrum. Like, these are real questions that go through a woman's mind. And so even if you have any of those issues, we can always, not that being on the spectrum is an issue, but when you're communicating with a woman, it can be hard, it can be difficult, it can be challenging. So I want to really support you with that, but I need you to understand that yes, when you're not able to carry conversation with a woman, it hits us in our stomach. It's a visceral feeling like, oh, yeah, he's not so competent in this, or he's not put together. And why is this such a big deal to women? Why? Because we want to feel what? Safe with you. We want to feel like you're driving the car, you're the leader, you're the guy that we can surrender and rest to. Like, if you want a woman to be soft and feminine, you have to be steering the conversation. You have to be leading the conversation. Now, I can already feel it. There's some of you out here watching, and this might really overwhelm you. And you're like, Arica, you're saying some things and it's really hurtful. Like, I don't want to feel incompetent to women. But here's the beauty of it is these are skills that can be learned. So if that's you, I want you to understand that these, though they may not come natural to you, that is okay. Not everything comes natural to all of us. I kill it and crush it at communication. But when it comes to science and other things like that, like, it's just not my thing. And I know where I'm strong and where I'm weak. So if you know that this is your weakness, then at least take the responsibility and go, okay, cool. I'm not so strong at this. I'm not going to beat the shit out of myself, but I am going to get the right skills. In fact, if this is resonating with you, could you just comment skills? So I know we're on the same page. But listen, these are skills that you can get. And so, I have courses like my Conversations with Women Bible that gives you scripts on what to say. I've even got my texting method of like how to text. So whether you're meeting her in person, one-on-one, and you need those just lines that you can go to, I have a whole plethora of scripts that you can use in any and every scenario. But even my texting, when it's easier with the texting because you don't have to memorize those. You can just pull it up on the PDF and you can just send those away. So make sure you get those if this is really resonating with you. So when you are talking to a woman, one, it's good to have something like this in the background. When you don't have preparation, This really is your demise. You need to be prepared when you're talking to women. And even if you're married, you still need to be prepared. Sometimes in marriages, in relationships, the conversation can start getting dead. I've been there. We've all been there. But that means we've got to brush up on our skills. So you need to really prepare. I really encourage you to take those to heart, memorize them, have that guide when you're text messaging women. But when you're prepared, you can do this next thing that I'm going to share with you. And I've shared this before, but I'll keep sharing it because I know it's kind of a different concept. But when you're prepared and you know you're with a beautiful woman, what happens? All that preparation sometimes goes out the window. Why? If you know why, put it in the comment section if you're going to beat me to it. But that is because you get nervous. We all get nervous. If I see a beautiful man, sure, even I'll be like, I don't want to say, I'll tell you a really funny story really quick. I had a huge crush when the cat got my tongue. Just so you don't feel so bad, because I know sometimes when you hear experts, it's like, oh, they have all the answers, but they're not so human. So I'll tell you my human moment before I tell you how to do this, because I really want you to understand this. So I had this huge crush, you guys, huge crush on this Mexican actor. His name is, I was gonna say was, his name is Eduardo Verestagi. Oh my God, I had the biggest crush. All of my friends knew I had the biggest crush on this guy. And this was like back in 20, dude, I'm really screwing up. 2012, was it then 2012? I don't know. It was a long time ago, 2012, 2013. And I was having drinks with a buddy of mine at Hotel Chateau Marmont in Hollywood. And so my buddy, now I'm facing the door and my buddy's facing me, and we're just having drinks. And it had to be like 11 o'clock at night. And guess who walks in? Eduardo Verestagi. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, he's here. He's here. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I was freaking out. My buddy is just crying, laughing. He's like, I have never, ever seen a man make you nervous. He's like, he was just but he was like, Arica, like, you're really frozen. He was freaking out. He's like, Arica, what are you going to do? I remember calling my mom, which it was Texas, Texas time. It was like 1 a.m. for her. And she's like, what's going on? Are you okay? I'm like, Mom, sorry, I'm okay. But Eduardo Verestagi has just walked in the door at the bar that I'm at. And she was like, Arica, you have been obsessing over this man for years. You have to go say something. You have to go say something. So you guys are feeling my pressure. You're feeling is like the fact that I called my mom to wake her up at 1 a.m. I've got my friend sitting across from me in disbelief. So you can imagine like the weightiness. So when I'm speaking to you guys and I'm like, I understand, trust me, I understand, because this is it. So I find the courage, I walk up to him, and you guys, I completely bomb. I completely blew it because I didn't do what I'm gonna tell you to do. But you need to understand how this looks, and maybe you've had this experience. If you've had it, tell me I'm not alone in the comment section. I go up to him, and I don't know how I managed to do this. I was like, hi, my name is Arica Angelo. It's really nice to meet you. I've been a big fan of yours. And I spoke so fast, and he was so calm. He was so gracious. He was so elegant. He has like this black hair and blue eyes. Such a beautiful man. But his energy is just so calm, serene, elegant, chivalrous. He's so elegant. But I was losing my shit. And so I spoke so fast to him, and he was like, I'm sorry, what did you say your name is? And have I met you before? Oh, guys, it was so bad. It was so bad. If I ever saw him again, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't go and say anything this time. But you get my point. I completely bombed the situation. So what did I do wrong in this situation? And what do you probably do wrong that when you're talking to women, it just fails? One, you're going to be prepared now that you have the conversations with Women Bible, you have my texting method, you're going to be prepared. But this is a secret I really want you to learn, and I've shared a bit about this in my other videos. But that is, you really want to breathe into your stomach before you go and you talk to her. Why? I don't know about you, but I typically have breathed from my chest, and that can still keep, even though you're breathing, it's still, there's a little bit of anxiety that can still keep going back and forth. It's like the distance, you know, it's like the head and the chest, the heart area, it's a short distance. But there's something about when you breathe into your belly and you can imagine just that energy, that air going through your feet into the floor. What that actually does is it anchors you. And just like he was so calm and so elegant and so anchored in himself, you can show up with that same energy. I want to really quickly just take you through how to do that. What you can do is breathe into your stomach. So I just learned this in Bali and it has been a game changer, but you breathe into your stomach and just hold your stomach. You can lay down, you can put a glass on your stomach, but you breathe in and make sure your stomach expands out for 3 seconds. And then you hold it for 3 seconds. It's like box breathing, but with a 3 count. And then you breathe out and the stomach comes in, it contracts. You hold for 3 seconds and then you breathe out. You want to start doing this now, not if you're that guy, you get really nervous with women, you run out of conversation. You want to practice doing this now. Why? Because this anchors your energy. When you go and talk to her, you can be like Eduardo Verestagi and be very calm, cool, collected, which conveys to her, even if you're scared shitless, it still conveys to her that you're in control. Because why? Your body, your nervous system is neutralized. It's like, okay, it's in that state of calm, and that she can feel. So when you're calm, guess what you can do? You can recall the things that you learned in the conversations with Women Bible. Then you put those two together, and I promise you, my darling, you will never run out of things to say with women. So you know I have a video here to support you. Here are more things that you can do so that you can become masterful when you're interacting with women. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.